Hi, hello everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. As you guys can probably see by the title, today I'm going to be giving you guys all of my recommendations for Sephora's Spring 2020 VIB sale. So this is a sale that Sephora does every spring and every fall. So this year's sale for Rouge, they get 20% off. That sale is going to start on April 17th and go through May 1st. For VIB, who gets 15% off, it's going to start on the 21st and go through the 29th. And then for just regular insiders who get 10% off, it's going to start on the 23rd and go through the 27th. So keep in mind, everything that I'm going to be recommending to you guys today is just my recommendations. Please be a smart consumer and only buy things that you need or that you really, really want to invest in. Don't buy things that you just want to buy because they're on sale. That is something that I think a lot of people get looped into when these sales happen because they don't happen very often. Sephora does not have sales very often. But please don't go and spend your entire wallet on things that you don't need. Keep in mind that all of this is just my recommendation. So I think today I'm going to start off with my makeup recommendations because that is what I probably have the most of. And so my first recommendation there is, if you want to splurge on those expensive eyeshadow palettes, now is probably the time to do it because they are not going to go on sale very often. The eyeshadow palettes that come into my head when I think like luxury expensive eyeshadow palettes are Natasha Denona, Viseart, Pat McGrath, Charlotte Tilbury, maybe Hourglass. I don't even know if they have palettes like that, but you know, things that are pricier that you probably wouldn't want to spend full price on. So I have like a lot of little minis. I have the Natasha Denona mini palettes. I have a Theory palette by Viseart, and I also have one of their Petite Pro palettes. I think I'm going to go ahead and get the Viseart Paris Edit palette during this sale, but I really do love the formula of these. I think that higher priced luxury eyeshadows really do have a nicer formula, but again, don't spend money on things that you don't need. You can probably find a really good eyeshadow palette at the drugstore if you really wanted to. If it's something that you've been thinking about for a really long time though, this would be the time to do it. The next recommendation that I have is probably one of my absolute favorite flippin' foundations out there. It's so good. This is the Smashbox Studio Skin Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. Now, if you're somebody that is looking for a foundation that just kind of covers dark spots, just kind of covers the little one pimple that you have, this isn't going to be it. This is like paint for your face. A little goes a long way. If you have really dry skin, you're going to hate it. I love it. I have pretty normal to oily skin. I get really oily around my nose, and then the rest of my face is relatively normal, but I love it, and I don't even need that full coverage, but if I'm on stage, if I need my foundation to last a really, really long time, this is where it's at. It's so good. And like I said, if you're not into a full coverage look, don't buy this. You're going to hate it. But I love that one. The next recommendation that I have is the Milk Hydrogrip Primer. I actually do think that this would work for all skin types. When I first started using it, I was like, oh, it's nothing special. It's kind of just like another primer that they threw out into the world. My opinions have changed. Oh God, have my opinions changed. This primer is actually relatively hydrating for my skin. I think that there are definitely other primers out there that are more hydrating, but my makeup lasts so well. I haven't found a primer that really makes my makeup last as long as this one does. And I know that it's this because I've tried the same exact makeup looks over other primers, and this one keeps my makeup on so well. The problem that I have is a lot of bunching around my nose where I do get oily, so my makeup will kind of bunch up, look super crepey and weird. And this stops that from happening completely. So if that is a problem that you have, you will absolutely love this. I think it's definitely worth the hype. The thing about this primer is people either absolutely love it or they absolutely hate it. So if it's something that you're not sure if you're going to love or hate, I'd say get a sample first, or they also do have a mini size of this one. The last makeup recommendation that I have for you guys is any of the Cover FX setting sprays. So like I had mentioned in previous videos, I have the mattifying setting spray. This one I believe has been discontinued, but they do have others, and I really, really love these, specifically for the fact that these are one of the only setting sprays that I've ever found that is formulated without denatured alcohol. Denatured alcohol is an ingredient that is extremely drying to the skin, very stripping. It's a delivery agent as well, and so it'll penetrate any bad ingredients really deep into the skin. And generally with makeup, it's more likely to have fragrant components, more likely to have dyes, more likely to have any of those harsh ingredients that you don't really want going deep into your skin. And so I love that this is formulated without denatured alcohol, and I also love the misters on these. They're super, super fine mists. So moving into skincare, I do have a ton of recommendations for skincare as well. The first one, and probably the highest recommended one from me, being the Youth to the People Kale and Green Tea Spinach Vitamin Superfood Cleanser. This is a cleanser that I, again, think will work on absolutely any skin type. I don't even have words for it. It's that good. The ingredient list on this one is just so, so good. It's formulated with a lot of really great antioxidants, and it also has some really nice hydrating ingredients, so it won't overly strip the skin, but it'll also give you a really nice deep clean. And so if a tight drying effect is something that you enjoy, I don't think it would be the product for you, but it's also something that I know a lot of people like. They like that stripped, tight drying effect, and that's actually really bad for your skin. That means that you've overly stripped your skin in a way to where you're damaging your moisture barrier, and it's really not a good thing for you to be doing, so just be mindful of that. The next product that I have to recommend, I actually have two products by The Ordinary. And these are a little bit less expensive, so if you want to wait until after the sale to purchase them, go for it. But I think, you know, if you can get a really, really good, inexpensive product and it's on sale, why not do it? I really love the Ordinary AHA 30%, BHA 2% peeling solution. This one is a mask that blew up on social media. Everybody's obsessed with it, everybody loves it, and for good reason, but the problem with this one is people are overusing it. I see people in their early teens, early 20s using this every single day, and that is so much exfoliation for your skin, and I don't know how your skin hasn't fallen off yet. Please tell me, because this is a very, very strong chemical peel, and if you're using it more than once a week maximum, I honestly don't know how your skin hasn't fallen off yet. It scares me, but if you're using it correctly, and if you are using it how it is recommended on the bottle, once a week, 10 minutes a week, it is incredible. The next one from The Ordinary that I have to recommend is the Niacinamide 10% Zinc 1% Serum. This is a serum that I use almost every night. I would say I use it 5 nights a week. And this one I really, really love. Niacinamide is something that's really going to help with sebum production. So if you have extremely oily skin, if you're acne prone at all, you're probably going to love this. I know that I do. And I don't even have the most oily skin on the planet, but I know that it helps a lot around my nose with my blackheads because it kind of helps that sebum production and controls it. And it also helps with dark spots or like any acne scarring that you might have. It helps to fade that away as well. Niacinamide is such a good ingredient, and I don't know why it isn't more popular in the skincare community. The next product that I have to recommend is another product that is a little bit more on the inexpensive side. This one is from the Inkey List, and this is the Q10 serum. Q10 is a really good antioxidant ingredient as well. It's going to help with damaging effects of pollution or just any damage that your skin could potentially encounter in your environment. And so this is a product that I use every single morning. And it's one that you're not really going to see the results instantaneously. Q10 is a product or an ingredient that works over time. And so it's one that you're not going to see results immediately. So if that's something that you're looking for, this product may be a bit frustrating to you. But if you do start using this when you're my age, I'm 18, or when you're younger, I started my skincare when I was about 8. So if you start using an ingredient like Q10 when you're super young, you're really going to see results when you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, and you're going to see the results in the fact that you haven't aged as much as you should have. You haven't had these detrimental effects to your skin, and it's really going to show long term. The last skincare product that I have to recommend to you guys is a sunscreen, and this is a mineral powder sunscreen, which I find super, super helpful, and actually I just love this one. This is the ChartGuard Mineral SPF 30 Powder Sunscreen. It comes in a stick like this, and it has a little brush attached to it. I love this because if you are anything like me and you wear a crap ton of makeup every day, you know that applying sunscreen is impossible. It can't happen. So having something like this on hand, you can reapply throughout the day, and it's so, so nice. Sunscreen is the most important step of your skincare routine. I don't care who tells you it isn't, it is. And I actually do have a video coming up pretty soon about why sunscreen is so important. But if you aren't wearing sunscreen, please, 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 please do it. It is the most important part of your skincare routine, and if you're not doing it, you will see the effects long term, I promise you. So the very last thing that I have to recommend is actually a hair recommendation, and that would be the Olaplex No. 3 Hair Perfector. And so this one is really, really good at just repairing any damage that you might have. If you have heat damage, if you color your hair, if you've bleached your hair, it's a bond repair type of product. I honestly have no clue what this does. All I know is it works, and if you haven't tried it and you have any sort of damage in your hair, you should. That's all I have to say about this one. So anyways, moving on. The last thing that I have to say is during the sale, if you know that you repurchase products super, super frequently, stock up on those products because they don't go on sale very often. Like I said, Sephora doesn't have sales very often, so if you know that you get that Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz every 2-3 months, get a couple of them, stock up. If you know that you repurchase a beauty blender super often, go ahead and buy one. If you know that you only stick to one foundation, that's the only foundation that you use, and you're going through it every 3 months, go ahead and buy another one, even if you're not out. Just because there are a lot of people out there, I'm aware, that don't have a makeup collection like I do, and I don't even have a makeup collection like some other people do. There are some people out there that have makeup that could literally like feed a village if they sold it. Like, it's ridiculous. But that's because it's their job. And so I am aware that I have an exorbitant amount of makeup, and I'm aware that other people have an exorbitant amount of makeup, and I'm aware that there are also other people out there that only have the makeup that they need, and that is totally fine. But if you know that there are products that are your holy grails and you only use those products, go ahead and buy them, because like I said, Sephora doesn't have sales very often, and if it's something that you know that you're going to use, why not purchase it when it's on sale? So that's all that I really have to say about this sale. Those are all of my personal recommendations that I think anybody could get really good use out of. And like I said, only purchase things that you need to be purchasing. Don't purchase things just to buy them because they're on sale. I know that they don't have sales very often. Be a smart consumer, because anything that you purchase that you know that you're not going to use ends up just being waste. And our environment is also a very important thing to keep in mind. Any waste that you are creating that is unnecessary, why do it? So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you enjoy me and you would like to see more, you can watch my last video right here, or you can go ahead and subscribe to my channel right here, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye!